Now let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room. This guy threw a no-hitter back in 91. I'll never forget it. Let's welcome into the locker room former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning, T.D. Greene.
Good morning. That just means we're old, Billy.
I know I am. You're not. You're still looking like you're young.
You remember it, and I did it. That's what we're about it. We're old.
Tommy, I got to tell you, man, it never gets old. And the fact that we have a relationship, I just think it's so special and so cool that you have that in your pocket. You know what I mean? You accomplished something that not too many people have done.
Well, hey, and look at it this way. That's one thing, but playing in the big leagues is another.
Yeah.
There's not many people get a chance to do it. Yeah. So.
And how about the hot topic today, Tommy? We want to get your opinion on this. Zach Wheeler he's pitching really, really well.
Oh my!
He gets elected to the All-Star game. He's probably going to be the starter, and he says he's not going to play.
That's a class guy. He's a class guy.
I know he's a class guy, but Tommy, come on.
He's putting his teammates first. Maybe he thinks he needs to rest. Because it's push time after the break.
So Tommy, you're saying that you understand fully and completely and agree with his decision?
Yeah, I do. Right. I mean, being the athlete, sometimes you got to read your body and read yourself. I was sort of in the same situation a little bit, but I didn't get elected. I should. I mean, I felt like I should have just by the number standpoint.
Right.
I wasn't pitching good. I wasn't pitching good before the break, and I needed that extra 3 days or so down, and it helped me. I kicked back up. I picked back up physically. So it's about reading your body a little bit. And he feels like that's what he needs to do for him to be prepared for the second half. Because bottom line, he's not in. If he makes the All-Star team, he's not in it just to make the All-Star team. He's in it.
No, I know, Tommy. I know that. I get it, but it's such a great honor. And Philly fans, don't you think Philly fans want to see a Philadelphia Philly pitcher starting in the All-Star game? That's a big accomplishment, man.
Well, look at it. I mean, he got elected.
I know.
And basically he was starting. That's the honor.
Yeah,
that's the honor. So that's the way I look at it.
All right, you know what? I value your opinion, so I'm going to change my mind.
And the Phillies fans want a World Series, victory too. They want a World Series championship.
You know what it reminds me of? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Saquon Barkley. Remember when he was going for that 2,000? He needed to play that last game to break the record, get so many yards, and they decided to sit him. This is like the same type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting the team ahead of himself, and that's what. But for the team to succeed, we need him. We need him at his best, and he feels like he needs to do that for it. So, I mean, I have no problem with it.
All right, we're talking with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, as we do each and every Sunday throughout the baseball season. Sponsored by Blitz's Market. Tommy, what do you make of the snub? The Major League Baseball, did they snub the Phillies by only putting Schwarber and only having Wheeler and Schwarber? I mean, you could have made an argument for Trea Turner. You could have made an argument for Cristopher Sanchez and for Ranger Suarez.
Yeah, I thought they asked Ranger, what I read, and he turned it down too. So he'd rather have the rest. Yeah. So, I mean, the bottom line is the managers. That I think it's the way it's done now too. Still, the managers pick the starting pitchers wise, of course the pitchers, but it's a popularity contest for the starting positions out there. Because you got guys that hadn't played most of the first half making the All-Star team, and I think that's a load of crap. It should be based. It should be merit based, not on the popularity guy being the picture on the front of the cover of the magazine at the ballpark all the time. You know what I mean?
I mean, Jacob Mizorowski has started 5 games, not just this season, but his entire career. And in those 5 games, it's not like he's shut down. He's got 2.89. Sanchez and Suarez both have better ERAs than him. I agree with Castellanos and Turner.
They got 13 pitchers. They got 13 starting pitchers on the roster, and another Another 7, 8, 9 relief pitchers.
It's ridiculous. And then Sanchez comes out and says that the MLB, or his agent at least did, says the MLB never contacted him about it, and says that he would pitch in it, even though he's going to start today. He still would throw 1 inning in the game, but they never really offered it to him. So there's a lot out there right now.
Well, I mean, and I agree with it. There's guys that, and that's the thing about it sometimes. Guys get snubbed. And this thing, I felt You know, the person back when I did it back in '93 was more upset than me was my wife because I got that $50,000 bonus. You know, back then we didn't make that type of money. You know, so and she was more, but I was like, hey, I need it. You know, and it was probably the best thing that happened. But yeah, that's the thing about the game. Like I said before, you know, on the position player aspect, it's turned in more to come out and vote for your favorite player. And yeah, he's my favorite player, but does he deserve to be on it? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I mean, I think they need to get back to some old things. It's a merit-based system, not, you know, if you're going to have it's all right to have an all-popularity team, you know, with you know, good baseball players, but all-stars means all-star. They've had an all-star first half, and they deserve to be recognized for that.
Right, and you know, now with it being pretty much official that Sanchez won't make the All-Star game, barring a last-minute scratch for a guy that's injured, the Phillies stepped up and they, acted like the first-class organization they are. They gave him the $50,000 All-Star game bonus anyway.
Oh, did they? I wasn't aware of that. That's awesome.
Yeah. How about that?
Really nice. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I think it came out today or late last night, so it was really cool.
Well, that's it. I mean, that as a player. That even though he's making good money, he's signed for a few years, whatever, how long his contract is now. But see that when it comes time to renegotiate, little things like that come into play about how a team takes care of their guys.
Right.
You know, and it makes a contract issue when you come in to be renewed or to talk about another one. You know, it makes it easier to get things done. You know, because you want to be here. You know, you feel like you're wanted. You know.
Hey, Tommy, let's talk about Jordan Romano. I mean, I'm starting to feel bad for this guy. It looks like the other. I mean, he just can't. I mean, you always say that the guy's got good stuff. They're in the bigs. They got good stuff. What is wrong with him? And he still has.
Just say he's missing in bad spots. Sometimes he's getting caught. You know, there's a lot of hanging breaking balls going on. But you know what I've heard about him and what I've gathered, the information when I've talked to people a little bit, that guy's the type of guy you want on your team. Regardless of how it's going, he wants the baseball. You know who that reminds me of back in the day? And people used to get on him a little bit because he made everything interesting.
Mitch.
And everything. Mitch wins. Mitch wanted the baseball. And there's nobody on that team, on our team, who I wanted to have the baseball other than him because he found a way to get it done, and it wasn't pretty. But they said Romano's like that a little bit.
33. Hey, Tommy, 33 innings. His ERA is 7.29. I mean, that's brutal.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing about being a reliever. It don't take but one bad outing or so for your ERA to be off the chart, and you spend the rest of the month trying to get it down. Yeah. You start getting it down. You out of 8 outings, you have one bad one again, and, your ERA's back up. So that's the thing. You got to take some of it with a grain of salt a little bit, but still he's missing. There's a lot of hanging breaking balls going on. So, I mean, command of the breaking ball's got to be better, I think.
It's getting to the point with Romano, too, that you might have to consider DFA if he doesn't, figure it out in the next month or so, or at least by the end of the month of July. It's unfortunate because I agree with you. He's got pretty good stuff.
You got to have.
Yeah.
He's a quality arm you got to have, It depends on what else is out there.
Right.
Who else are they going to get?
Yeah,
right,
exactly. You've got to acquire
Tommy, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this question, Tommy. And I know all you pitchers got a little quirky, a little weird sometimes, but like relief pitchers, they got a reputation of being like head cases. Do you think he's that?
I personally, I don't know. I can't talk about him like that because I don't know him.
Right.
But I think relievers starters and relievers, they're different breeds, a little bit. See, I've done a little bit of both, I was mostly a starter my whole career, but I did a little bit of relieving, and it helped me to be a starter better because it showed me how to prepare myself to be ready every day and take care of myself. So I could be able to go and that type of thing. So you learn a lot about yourself, but the mental side of it is the huge thing. You got to have a short memory to be a reliever. Starters have 4 days to sit there and prepare for our next start, and you can't wait after you get your teeth kicked in one outing. You got to wait 4 days for another chance. The relievers can get out there the next day.
Yeah.
And they got to forget and do what they do well. Sort of keep it simple. They got to. I call it dumbing down sometimes.
Right.
Don't get in your head so much. Dumb down. Hey, let your talent take place. And throw quality pitches, and that's what you're trying to do as a starter and reliever.
Every Sunday during the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City. Tommy, I got a bet with, I think, Nicky my Saturday producer, Nicky Earnshaw, Mr. Negadelphia, PJ Corda, and myself. We got a bet. Yeah, Mr. Negadelphia, we got a bet that if the Phillies win the World Series, we got to shave our heads.
Hey, dude, that'd be nice to see. You got a head full of hair, don't you? Hey, dude.
They need to make a few moves before they can win the World Series. My goodness.
Oh, see, Billy, we talked about this before. I want them to see them start playing good baseball. And
they're inconsistent.
If they play good baseball, he had to take care of himself. So I'm not getting that far ahead like you do.
Well, and I will say this, Danny, you know what Tommy always says to me? And it's not just Tommy. Talk tells me, Berube tells me all the time, like the guys that get to the bigs, they all have the capability to be great, right? It's just a matter of timing, like everything. It's just there's a lot of factors that come in.
Yes, there's a lot of factors that go into it, and consistency is the big thing. To everything. Being consistent at what you do. That don't mean you have to be great, but if you're consistent,
right,
it can turn into very good things. So.
Speaking of being consistent, Max Kepler has been consistently bad so far this season. And, after speaking up, wanting more playing time, he's gotten that, and he's done absolutely nothing with it, kind of hovering around 210 this season, 678 OPS. Tommy, I want to ask you, I think it's pretty clear we need a change in left field. They've been platooning Otto Kemp and Max Kepler, with Max Kepler getting majority of the playing time. But
batting 210, man.
At what point do you either, if he's open to it, which doesn't sound like he is, moving him to the bench, or DFAing him and giving those reps to Otto Kemp, and then maybe calling up a guy like Justin Crawford, who he's batting 334 in the minors, 847 OPS. I know they want him to have more double and homer pop, but that guy's tearing it up down there, and he's not up yet.
Yeah, Crawford hasn't got. If people are looking for him to come up here and hit home runs, that's not his game.
No,
so he's going to be a quality defender and spray the ball around, and usually he's a different athlete. He's a different type of guy. He's a baseball player, and that's what you want. I have no problem with that. But Kepler, he opened his mouth to be and insert foot in. That's what I say he did. Yep. About that. You be careful with what you wish for. Sometimes you put yourself on the spot. Now you have to produce. Now you're gonna see if something happens. If they possibly could do something and find something like that, they might do that. Yeah. I've seen it happen. It's not that they have a ton of money. Well, I call it a ton of money for nowadays prices. They don't have a ton of money invested in them. For that, this makes it a little bit easier for them to do something about it. But back in my day, it was like, that's a ton of money. You can't be doing that. You give the guy up. The guy does have talent and possibility, and it's just like anything. Trey went through it when he first come over here. With the big contract, he scuffled a little bit. Yeah. Show him support. But what you can't do is make excuses and crap. When you go out on the field, you give it your all. And say, hey, I'm going to get better from this. Nobody wants to hear about, I'm not getting enough playing time or whatever. It's promised this, that, the other. You open yourself up for a lot of darts being thrown at you, and then you have to recover from that. And that just puts another level of thing on your plate to deal with. So.
All right, Tommy, today we got Sanchez 7-2 with a 2.59 ERA going against Nick Pivetta, former Philly, who's turned it around. He's 9-2 with a 3.07 ERA. How do you see this last game before the All-Star break?
Well, I tell you what, I'm looking at the paper like you just did. It looks like it's a good pitching matchup and a good ball game. We're due to win one,
right?
So we need to win this one today. We need to take advantage of some of them. Hopefully he hangs a couple breaking balls and we don't foul him off.
You've got to get to Pivetta, too, because the bullpen the Padres have, it's all-star ridden, it's lights out. If you let the bullpen get comfortable and they have a lead, it's game over.
And you know what, Tommy? You look at this line of Tatis, Arez, Machado, Bogarts, Merle. Yeah. They've got a pretty intimidating lineup, man.
Dude, they got a great lineup, and it's about piecing it together. You always think about what's going on with that team over there, why they haven't, put it together, and that's what it takes sometimes. Maybe they've been nicked up a little bit, and they're finally starting to get healthy a little bit, and they're starting to play better ball. Like Merle's a great athlete.
Yeah.
The cover center, like that. They signed and locked him up for a little while.
They got him for cheap too. Honestly,
they got some talent over there, and it's about putting it together and getting going. I just hope they don't do that until maybe we can take this game and we got to keep doing what we do because they're going to be trouble.
Yeah, I mean,
if they stay hot at the right time, if their pitching gets hot. Yeah.
Hey, listen. Right now, they're 4.5 games behind the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers.
Well, that's the thing. They haven't been able to go anywhere because they keep having to go through the Dodgers.
Right.
Well, they go through the Dodgers, but they've been nicked up a little bit, a couple of them, and they've having to spend some time. But now they're starting to get healthy, and now they just got Darvish back, right? If he can maintain healthy, he's going to cause some issues for some people, and it comes down to pitching at the end. If they can get solid pitching, they got the lineup to do some things. Yeah.
All right, Tommy Greene, as always, we appreciate you. Look forward to Sundays going on the mound. Brought to you by Blitzes, and let's do it again next week.
You got it, pal.
All right, there he is, Tommy Greene.